Hey you guys, welcome back. So I just recorded a video with my guy friend. I'm not sure if you guys have already seen that video by the time you see this or not. I haven't decided really how I want to upload these videos, but I wanted to get things started concerning my feminine energy playlist here on my channel because this is something that I've really been into lately, and I just want to share the things that I've found, the things that I've been into, how they have changed the way I look at things and the way I approach my life, myself, and others as well. And I say this all the time, maybe not here on this channel, but God is like all. He is everything. Everything that he has created has an opposite. So masculine and feminine are just two opposite ends of each other. But when you come meet in the middle, that is where you pretty much have balance. And I think I spoke about this on my goodbye video on my beauty channel. I'll put a link down below just in case you guys are interested in watching that video. But yeah, so this is something that I've really been into. I feel like it's definitely changed my perspectives on a couple of things. It made me more aware of myself, my actions, how I deal with people. I want to give you guys 7 characteristics of feminine energy inside of this video, and I have written some notes, so if you guys see me looking down, it's just because I'm referring back to the notes that I've taken. So I'm only going to go over 7 different traits. There may be more. I'm still learning in this area. I'm not like an expert or anything, but these are the things that I know. These are the things that I have been applying to my own life. And these are the things that I feel like have really lifted my vibrational energy, if that makes sense. So the first one I'm going to start with is creativity. And I think this is like one of the most beautiful things about being a woman, about being feminine, is the creative aspect of feminine energy. So when you think about God creating the earth and the trees and the water, all of creation is about, the key word, creation, is creative. So the feminine energy is that energy of creative. When you think about being a woman and how you put on your makeup and how you know how to make your eyes look a little bit more slanted or bring out your facial features when you do makeup, or your hair, or the way you put your clothes on to kind of feel like, for me at least, when I dress up, it depends on my mood. So in my personal opinion, creativity definitely goes into how we do our hair, how we do our makeup, the way that we put on our clothes or put our clothes together is definitely a part of that creative energy and being feminine. A couple of ways that I embrace my creativity: I love to draw, I love to write. I write poems, I write stories. I actually have a book coming out at the end of, hopefully the end of July or early August. But I definitely love to write. That's part of me being creative. I have definitely, I wouldn't say fallen in love with makeup, but I guess I've grown a little bit more acceptance of makeup, because at once upon a time I would never put makeup on my face. But I feel like it's an awesome way to just be creative, and it's almost like art when you really think about it. I feel like women do not really understand that part of feminine energy is the warrior spirit. So we think a lot of times, especially when it comes to like work, pursuing goals, that is mainly centered on working in your masculine energy, but that just is not true. One thing about a woman, and concerns to the warrior spirit, this is feminine energy. The warrior spirit means like we are the takers as well as the givers of life. And this can be seen in nature with the black widow spider, okay? She consumes the black widow male. Or if you think about the praying mantis, female species, she also bites off the head of the male after mating. So this is like that warrior spirit. The warrior spirit pretty much comes into play when you're tired of feeling complacent, when you feel like things need to change or shift into your life and you start making moves towards those different changes. That is not you working in your masculine energy. That is actually the warrior spirit under the divine feminine energy, okay? So embrace that part of yourself. The masculine energy is more about pursuing goals, pursuing a mission. But when it comes to change and shift, because that is a form of creativity, that is a form of changing things, creating things, that is feminine energy. And the third aspect I'm going to speak about in this video as far as feminine energy would be justice, or you could say morality. And I feel like a lot of times pretty much this is centered on intuition. Okay, so we women have this special sense where we know when something is not right. We don't always pay attention to it, but definitely intuition is a form of feminine energy, and we just have to learn how to listen to that voice, listen to that feeling that we have. It's amazing, and I feel like that women are given that special gift because we are mothers and you want to protect your children and things of that nature. Although a man is a protector as well, a woman, even when you look at nature, when you think about a mother bear and the length she would go to make sure that her child is protected, or a female elephant, when she looks at protecting her child, she will go to war. Intuition, feeling stuff, even without having pure evidence in front of your face for you to be like, okay, this goes along with my thoughts. Intuition, morality, balance, justice is a part of the divine feminine energy. So the next thing is passive resistance. Okay, and this may sound weird with me just saying passive resistance, because a lot of times, especially in today's society, in our culture, women really don't want to be looked at as passive and just letting things fly by. But I know personally for myself, as I've learned to be a little bit more passive, and I don't mean submissive, like submissive as in just letting, always bringing yourself down to submit to what someone else want for you to do. I don't mean submissiveness. I mean passive resistance. Like, say there is conflict or argument. Passive resistance to me is like, I'm not willing to engage on that level, or just completely dissolving conflicts before it rises to such a high level. So passive resistance is that to me. So I have found in my own personal life, like when I display passive resistance, especially when there's conflict, a lot of times things can be resolved a lot more easily. It doesn't mean that I don't get my voice heard or I don't get my way as far as if I am truly right, because I can't accept when I am wrong. But it's avoiding that conflict altogether before it even reaches that level. And so I've seen this online, and I really want to read this to you guys. It says, passivity is defined as accepting or allowing what happens or what others do without active response or resistance. Now, this is normally seen as a weakness in the paternalistic culture that we live in. That's why women are walking in more masculinity, because you feel like you have to be assertive and things of that nature. So this is generally viewed as weakness in paternalistic culture. However, the ancient Egyptians teach that it is passive resistance from the helm that steers the boat. To be able to get your way without fighting about it is divine feminine at work. You don't have to always argue and pick fights. Decide like what's worth putting in all of that energy and what's worth kind of just, you know, it's really not worth picking your battles is pretty much what I'm trying to say. So it's not necessarily as like submitting to everything and never getting your way, never having a voice. It's just like avoiding that conflict altogether. Okay? Okay, and so number 5 will be awareness of your thoughts and your feelings. And I feel like this kind of goes back into intuition in a way, but knowing like it's okay for you to have certain feelings. It's okay for you to express those feelings or the thoughts that you have. And I feel like this is one thing that make women so special and so delicate. Sometimes I actually feel bad for men, feel like they can't really express themselves emotionally and talk about their thoughts and feelings. The world doesn't really create an environment for a man to freely express himself, and that is one reason why women can actually outlive men. Of course, actually going to the doctor is another one, because a lot of men don't even go to the doctor. They have research, you know, statistics where, you know, most married men benefit from being married because they go to the doctor often. A woman makes sure that their health is okay. But of course, health is one of those things too. But mental health plays a big role on physical health. And we are allowed to express ourselves. We are allowed to cry. We are allowed to say that we're hurt, that we're feeling a certain type of way. Embrace that part, girl, okay? Embrace it. I embrace it. Oh, so number 6 is one of my favorite ones, and this is having multiple personality traits. I feel like regardless of what anybody say, the freedom of a woman to just be able to laugh, to be able to be serious, to be able to be a boss and business wise, as well as being soft and spoken, and I don't know. But I feel like this type of thing is really attractive as far as feminine energy. Like, we get to play, we get to dress up. You know, we've been doing that since we were little with Barbies and the little houses and stuff like that. Being multifaceted, playing many roles, mom, wife, girlfriend, sister, aunt, and fulfilling all of those different hats. And they say once you pay attention to one role, another role is going to lack. But women have the ability, and I even heard this actually on a video with, I think it was Chinese men are like not being able to find mates. So if you're a female in China, then they feel like you are like the unwanted. So a lot of men in China now don't have what they feel like good choices of a mate. On jobs and stuff now, one of the actual employers said, you know, men don't multitask the way that women do. They don't learn as fast as women do. So we're thinking about taking all the men and replacing them with robots. And I'm actually going to put the link to that video. I think it's very interesting if you're into that type of stuff. Sometimes I can be a little weirdo in that way because I am interested in things that most people are not interested in. So I'll put the link down below. But yeah, women have this power to multitask and play different roles and really learn at a faster pace. That doesn't mean that men are less than. They have their role as well. But we're not talking about men. We're talking about embracing your feminine energy and walking in that. And I want to read you guys this little excerpt here from this website that I found. And it says, historically, women have always had to play many roles. In the 18th dynasty in Egypt, the pharaoh Hatshepsut led military campaigns, rebuilt monuments, and cultivated both her husband and stepsons as king. So modern women seem to have even more roles to play as well. So yeah, embracing that multiple personality, and not in the mental illness type of way, but embracing that you can wear all of those different hats. That makes us special, girl. Okay, so the last one is vulnerability. I feel like this one is special as well. It definitely contributes to our mental health, okay, helping us live long, because mental health is definitely just as important to physical health. They even have scientific proof that you can give someone a placebo pill and tell them it's supposed to heal something, and just because they believe that it is up here, they become healed. So definitely vulnerability is, let me give you guys a definition of vulnerability. Let me see if I can find something real quick. So vulnerability is the quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. Do you know how many times women do this throughout their lives, but still having the courage and the strength to kind of express yourself physically, emotionally? To me, in my opinion, is very, very, very powerful, because I feel like a lot of men definitely they kind of struggle with vulnerability, especially if they have been hurt in the past. Being able to set yourself up where you learn a lesson from something and you understand that that was one person, and you're still willing to open yourself up to new possibilities and not put your experience with one person, or even if it's being more than one person, but being able to still put yourself out there in that type of way. And that is a form of courage, vulnerability, because the reality is, if we think about the law of attraction, we all attract something that's going on inside of us. I believe that one of the hermetic principles is whatever is inside is transformed without. And it's pretty much very similar to the law of attraction. So at some point, we kind of have to take responsibility of things that happens to us without, because it's probably something that we form within, and it's just like you're reaping your harvest of something that you sowed within yourself. So being able to be vulnerable and put yourself still out there, it doesn't necessarily have to be with an intimate relationship with a man. It could be finding friends. A lot of times when you get to 30, probably, a lot of women start cutting off friends, and they're not willing to have as many female friends because they have gotten backstabbed or, you know, betrayed by a female friend. So being able to still put yourself out there and being vulnerable and being open is definitely a powerful feminine trait. So I just wanted to give you guys 7 inside of this video, but I definitely plan on doing videos on how to increase your feminine energy, things that I've been doing, becoming more centered with yourself, knowing yourself, understanding yourself, self-care as a whole. I feel like it's super important. I feel like that has completely changed my life personally, focusing on myself, my feminine energy, as well as my masculine, because it plays a role. I feel like my masculine energy helps me to achieve the goals that I have set for myself in my life. And yeah, so hopefully you guys like this video. This is something different. It's definitely like not with me necessarily talking about God. Pick and choose what you like. There are several playlists, but I feel like this has definitely played a role in my own personal growth, and I love it. And I want to share that aspect of myself with you guys as well, because it's not just all centered on spirituality. All of us women are multifaceted. So to try to place somebody in a box to just be one specific thing is just like criminal, in my opinion. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about these 7 divine feminine traits. If you feel like you exhibit all 7, or you feel like you have some work to do, it is okay, because I have a lot of videos on stuff that I'm doing to increase my feminine energy, and I love it. I feel so much more relaxed. I feel so much more at peace. A lot of things do not bother me anymore. I don't find myself getting upset about certain things. It's just a level of freedom that has come from me embracing my femininity, that hasn't just came from getting closer to God, if that makes sense. And it really is getting closer to God, because I always say you have to know yourself before you can really know God. So yeah, this was fun. I plan on doing many more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.